All right, so as I said, I'm using iZotope Ozone 8 to do this analysis, and I've just actually dragged in two songs. It's just to give you an example. One's more electronic sounding than the other. The other one's more guitar based. All right, so this is, as I said, some of my music. So if you don't really like it, sorry about that. But if you do like it and you'd like to get your hands on it, then feel free to ask for it. I'm happy to point you in a place to go and get some of it. But the point of it is to allow me to actually show you what I do without doing any copyright infringements here. The only reason I'm using Ozone 8 is because I own a copy of it and because I can pull it up standalone without opening up my entire DAW. But it still allows me to use some very advanced tools to allow me to analyze it. So you can obviously do this process in your DAW or whatever system you're using that can allow you to, say, pull up an EQ or some other meters and things like that, just to sort of follow along and do similar steps that I'm going to do. So if we start off with the production side of things now, and that's where we're sort of listening to the song and we're going to pick out all the various components. Now I've turned it down here so that I'm not blowing your ears out or anything like that. But the way I would do it here is, first off, I would just start it from the start and I'd just play it. And then I might stop it and I might go, okay, what did I hear? And start jotting it down for the intro. Okay, so we heard some drums. Let's turn it down a bit more. So I'm hearing a paddy type sort of cello sound. There's a lead guitar doing some sort of sweepy style, what do you call it, like volume swells with higher pitched notes. Bit of reverb on it. It's down the center, but the pads are sort of wide out, the cello sound or whatever that sound is. And the drums are pretty much, where you'd expect them in the middle there. There's also a bass guitar in the center. Might move along. So same thing. Okay, but now we've got some heavy distorted rhythm guitars just doing a chord left and right in the ears, spread out wide. Okay, so the rhythm guitars are now taking over. The cello pad sounds disappeared. Same drums. Lead guitars changed what it's doing, but it's still in the center playing. There's a synthy sound that just popped in that does a bit of a funny sound in the left and right, just to do a bit of a transition between the parts there. So, I've used a synth part there to transition from one section to the other. And if you hear something like that jump out, then go back and have a listen again. Make sure you're hearing the parts all together. We've got another lead guitar in the middle again. We're just chugging along with the rhythm. The lead sounds pretty dry. So in this section here we got similar, but the lead sounds affected now. It's not as dry and clean as it was before. And we just keep going along. So we've got a section here we can hear there's a big bassy synth stereo booming along in the background there. And a little haunting sort of little synthy part as well. So we're just trying to pick out all the parts. So, there's a breakdown section here, I can see it. All right, so we've just broken down a guitar, drums back in. So now breaks down again. And you can even note here, we've got to change the tempo. So we've got a fastest tempo here. Break down with some synths, sort of a helicopter sound. And now we've slowed the tempo down. Bit of a clean guitar going now, playing a few notes. So we're just picking out details like that. So this is what we're doing for our production side. Okay, and you're going to do similar things. So if we move over to the other song here, we just note that we start off with some cymbal crashes. Sounds like real drums. Or at least virtual drums that are simulating real drums, so they're not electronic drums. But then we've got a heavy bass synth. And another. Okay, and there was sort of a robotic voice going on there. And a sort of siren effect there that sort of built up to again change parts. Alright, so you can hear there was a little bit of a sort of a bell sweep there, again, transitioning apart. And if you actually listen very closely to this part, and this is where you want to pick out the details, there's a little element that's trickling away in the background. So I can hear in the right ear there's a little ding, 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 ding. You got that robotic voice that continues on. Right, so in this part we've got a sweeping sort of arpeggio sound, but it's panning across the left and right ears. You can hear it switching. Just pulsing across left and right. So you would sort of note that. And again, this is where it gets grey, because was that function done in production, or was it done in mixing with a tool, a plug-in, or even some automation? That's where the grey part comes in between production and mixing. But the simple fact of the matter is, if you're only analysing production, you'd still note that, because if you wanted to achieve something similar, that would be something you would target in production. You send it to a mixing engineer, he may do something totally different, but that's not your role, and that's not what you're trying to pick out. So as I said, if you're doing production, you want to go into more detail. You might sit there and work out the tempo, you might work out the chords and work out the key of the song so you could reproduce it, or at least, have an idea of how the song is structured and what you could do to your songs to make it work like that.